Do we need this? It's pretty cool. Are we waiting for somebody?
Yeah.
Waiting for Brian. Always late.
Always late.
Hi. Hey, how you doing? Brian. Yeah, how are you doing? Good. Yeah, really good. Really good.
Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Great, that's awesome. Okay.
Alright.
So,
You want another one?
Yes.
Microphone for everybody. Should we start off with questions, comments, general feedback?
anybody speak English?
Yes.
Ah, great. Sure.
O Brian pegando café na fama dele pra fazer fama também.
We are from Vampire Diaries, Brazil, and we want to know how is to work with Julie.
Yeah, Julie is amazing. You know, I think what she's been able to do with this show is proof enough how talented she is as a writer. And I owe a lot to Julie. I tested for the role of Stefan, and you know, obviously it came very close to Paul and myself, and we all know who got it. But you know, she gave me an opportunity later on with Cole, and I'm always going to be grateful for that. I think she's fantastic. She's a lovely person, and she's very talented at what she does. And I think with the originals that she'll be writing now, I think there's going to be more success for her in the future. So yeah, it's an honour to work with her.
I would like to know if I'm from Vampire Diaries, and I would like to know if you're gonna be on the original now that you're technically off the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah. Do you want to take this one, Brian? There hasn't been any formal discussions about my future with Vampire Diaries or originals, but from the conversations that I've sort of heard take place, I think the character of Cole will have some sort of involvement in the originals, especially with the type of show that it's going to be. And there's going to be flashbacks, and I think there's a huge opportunity for the show to really explore this idea of the originals. And you know, fans of the Vampire Diaries have seen what they've become at that point, but I think a lot of people have been interested in how they began and how they led to that, and how the relationships sort of were created, and you know, the relationship between Rebecca and Klaus has been explored slightly, but I think there's so many more elements that need to be explored, you know. So I think there's definitely going to be opportunity for my character to come back, but in this business it all depends on availability at this point, so who knows.
I would also like to give you a little card. One of your fans asked me to do it to give it to you because she's one of your biggest fans on Twitter.
Yeah, just throw it over. Then he pulls out a knife. I'm only joking. Oh, thank you. Perfect. That's her Twitter?
Yeah,
I'll
the
tweet
first
her.
one.
I'll tweet it when I get out of here. When I get Wi-Fi.
Okay, bye. Don't.
Por enquanto não.
Quem vai fazer pergunta, gente?
Questions? At the back?
Anybody?
Comments?
Alguém vai fazer mais alguma pergunta?
Hi. I want to know what was the most embarrassing moment that you had on set?
I've had a lot of embarrassing moments on set. There was the time I nearly killed Ian. Which is, it sounds like a joke, but it's a true story. An episode that we were shooting in the batting cage, my baseball bat broke as I was swinging it, and it swung towards Ian's face. And there's a picture that's circulating on the internet with my facial expression, which is like this. And that was the point when the bat broke and nearly killed him. And I think it was one of those moments where if I hadn't hit him in the face, I think my career in Hollywood would have been finished, and also the Vampire Diaries fans would have hunted me down. You know, it would have been a very mixed reaction because a lot of people love him. He's got beautiful eyes. I will agree with that. So yeah, that was an awkward moment. But it did, you know, we have heaps of moments like that, you know, where just things go wrong on set, and sometimes the camera catches it, and sometimes it doesn't. And, you know, the blooper reels are always quite funny when you get the DVD set. But you know, I think the great thing about the show Vampire Diaries is everybody's quite young, so we have a lot of fun. When there's scenes where there's all of us together, it's very hard to shoot because we're just giggling and laughing and having so much fun that we don't really get a lot of work done, so they have to separate us often.
Definitely seems like a bunch of fun.
Yeah, it's great. So you're a dancer?
Yeah, well,
That's amazing.
actor too.
Wow.
A little bit.
That's so cool. Who have you worked with? Wow. I tried to get an autograph or a photo of Kobe Bryant today, but that didn't happen.
I'm Gustavo from Yiki.com last New York. First, I want to hear your impressions about Brazil. This is your first time here?
You know, it's funny. When I first started working on Vampire Diaries, if anyone had asked me who were the most vocal fans in the world from Twitter, I would say the Brazilians.
I'll have to second that.
Everything's in capitals when they tweet it, so it's like they're shouting all the time. Hey, it's gay! We love you! Shout out to Brazil! And I'm like, shout out to Brazil! I love you! And then 3 minutes later, someone would be like, shout out to Brazil! Shout out to Brazil! I just tweeted that, but alright, shout out to Brazil! And they would just, they love it. And it's a beautiful thing because you can see that they're passionate. They love their country, and it's a, you know, I tweet a lot about my idea of breathing love into the world, and I really feel like the Brazilians are just about love, you know, so much of the time, and you feel that with the fans. We've got a lot in the front of our hotel, and they're just so happy that we're here, and it's such an honour to be able to be the person that they're happy about. I don't think I deserve it, but I'll definitely appreciate it, and I think the Brazilian people are amazing. When I was a young boy, not even that young, I would have been like 17, I'm just old now, the Olympics was on in Australia, the Sydney Olympics, which was a really successful event, and it was very hard to get tickets. And the only tickets me and my friends could get at the time was to the Brazilian female volleyball team. Now at first we're like, oh, this kind of sucks, we're going to go watch female volleyball. But when we saw the Brazilian female volleyball team, we became the most passionate, dedicated supporters you'll ever see. And we went to every single game, and there were Brazilians there, they're like, are you guys Brazilian? Because you're shouting louder than us. And we're like, no, but your women are beautiful, and we're going to support them all the way to the goal. So yeah, I don't know, I love Brazil. I think it's got such an amazing presence and culture, and you know, it makes, I often think if let's say hypothetically Brazil wins the World Cup next year, hypothetically, I feel like America would be like the neighbor calling saying, can you please turn down the music, it's very, very loud, we're trying to sleep. So I think that's sort of what, you know, Brazil is about to me, just being loud and proud and being, you know, beautiful in that.
Thank you. And also, right now it's such a weird time for the industry in the US. Every year we see really good shows getting canceled. If you see the list with 20 episodes, depressive, but somehow Diary is still, the fan base keeps getting bigger and the show is doing well. What would you say that's going on with the show?
I think that has a lot to do with luck and timing. I think that Vampire Diaries is a show that just picked the right moment to be released, and an audience was looking for something to follow, and a generation has been sort of committed to that, and we've just been lucky, I think. And you know, some shows, you know, they get the right timing and they're successful, and other shows don't. It doesn't really mean that the actors aren't good or the show wasn't good. It's just, I think it's a lot to do with what people want at the time, and I think, you know, obviously the success of Twilight definitely helped Vampire Diaries. I think Vampire Diaries has definitely become its own beast, and the fans have really responded to that, but it's just good timing. Personally, that's what I think, yeah. No worries, thank you.
In your opinion, who's strongest? Vampires, werewolves, or witches?
Just don't forget who you're sitting next to.
Right. I think vampires, but you know, the powers that the witches have and werewolves have, actually the witches are pretty strong too, but the vampires all the way.
I think I would agree with that. I would agree. I think vampires have one thing which witches have sort of missed. Somebody had their phone on. We have charm, you know. Witches don't have charm, I don't think. Except for that show Charmed. But besides that, they don't. And werewolves are just hairy, you know. So I don't know. I think in terms of sexual appeal, vampires have got it over the two. Unless you like hair. Is your husband hairy? He is? So she's into werewolves. Oh, he's here. This just got awkward. We should make him kiss. Do it. Nope, nothing. Okay. Next question.
My question is about your faith.
Yeah.
We know how much you talk about it, and was it hard for you to take the role of Paul, knowing that religion usually don't support vampires, werewolves, and supernatural things?
Yeah, that's a good question. Look, faith is not only super important to me; it's paramount. It's the main thing in my life. It's the thing I put before all other things. And it's funny when I made that choice, a number of circumstances had come up in my life, and I was at a place where I was given a choice, and it was before Vampire Diaries had sort of aired, and I was really unknown to the US marketplace, and you know, obviously Twitter and things like that. No one knew who I was, and I was confronted with a choice to either make my life about my career and fall into that what I believe the Hollywood trap of being about self and how far or what I can get from the world, or I could choose to put something above all those things, and for me that was God. And when I made that choice, it's one of those things where you say it's all or nothing. You know, you can't go halfway with those things, because then you just turn around and look like a hypocrite. So I was kind of shocked at how easy it was to actually go, okay, God's going to be the first thing in my life, no matter what. And it's amazing how much pressure got taken off my shoulders. And these are some of the things you don't think about when you're making this choice. But you know, as an actor, it's a very difficult business, and it's super competitive. And now that I have God first, it doesn't matter if I become a successful actor or not, because that's not my focal point. That's not my that's my passion, but it's not my purpose. You know, and I think what I've learned most about it is that if you try and live your passion and you don't succeed, does that mean your life is a waste of time? You know, so I felt like I needed something that I could succeed in every single day, and that was glorifying God for me. And every morning I wake up, it doesn't matter if I'm rich, poor, a successful actor, or a nobody. I can still always give honour to God and I succeed, so I can't lose in life now, and that's how I feel about it. So when I made that choice, I actually honestly was convinced that no one would follow me on Twitter, no one would listen to what I have to say, and that it would be a huge backlash. But you know, the beautiful thing about God is He can do things that we can't imagine. He does immeasurably more, and He's done that in my life. And you know, my cousin is extremely religious, and when I got offered the role of Cole, he actually said to me, "You shouldn't do it, because it's you know, vampires and demons and things like that. It's not a godly thing." And where does God get the glory from that? And it was something I really struggled with. And then you know, I got pushed in that direction for a long time, and there was so many things that I wish I could share with you guys that led to that point where I felt like God was pushing me in that direction. And when I decided to take the role, I was amazed that being open about my faith in the position that I'm in has actually helped other people in a similar position be brave enough to stand up for what they believe in. And look, it's not about believing in God. It's not about what your faith is, because I think faith is a very, very personal thing. You know, I often say to people, you know, I don't believe in religion, because religion is run by men, and men are flawed. We're all flawed. I'm flawed. I make mistakes every single day, but I acknowledge my flaws, and I say there's something bigger than me. And you know, for me that was God. Essentially, when I started being open about it, it gave people strength to do the same thing. They said, look, if this guy on a TV show can be bold enough and say that he believes in this, then I can be brave enough and do the same thing. And I've had so many tweets from kids around the world that said, because of you, you've encouraged me to believe again. And I think I would have never imagined that. And those are the tweets that make me feel like I'm doing something right. You know, a lot of kids say, you're a great actor, I love Cole, and I'm very grateful for those tweets. But when someone says to me, you know, I didn't believe in God because I've been struggling, but you've allowed me to believe again, then that's worth it for me, you know? So, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
We got a special one right now. She has a present for you.
Present for me?
Thank you.
TV, that's my face! Who made this? Can I give you a big hug? Thank you. You want to give me a big hug? You are too cute. Why would you do that to me? Now I want children so bad, and you put one right in front of me? She's like, I'm never talking to my parents again for making me do this.
Oh meu Deus!
Look at those flashes. You'll get used to it. You get used to the flashes. Thank you, darling. Alright, thank you, sweetie. A big round of applause for this great guy. Larissa. Yes, okay. That's gonna go in my room. Yeah, it's funny, I've been doing conventions for a few months, and I've been traveling with my mum, and we had to buy another suitcase last week because I had too many gifts from fans and I can't fit them all in my suitcase anymore. So I've got this huge suitcase just full of gifts, and it's like, oh, it's amazing. It's kind of crazy. And I've got lots of letters to read. I'm really behind. I did a convention in Barcelona a month and a half ago, and I'm only up to those letters. That's how far behind I am. If anyone's a good reader, let me know. We've got work to do. Okay, any other questions? Yes, Mama.
What bands never go out of your iPod?
what bands never go out of my iPod?
Yeah.
I listen to so much Christian music, so Passion City Church is one of the albums I listen to, White Flag, and I also listen to a lot of Hillsong. I don't know if you guys have heard of those. Other bands I listen to, like Mayday Parade, like emo. I get a lot of emo. Yeah, they're awesome. I really like the Main. I like rap music, but I don't like swearing. So it's funny, I download rap music, but I get the edited version without swear words. And there was a song that was called, like, Effing Problems. And I liked the beat of the song, so I downloaded it. And there's no swearing in it, so the whole song has changed. It's like, no, and it's just nothing. There's no lyrics to it. It's all swearing, but I like the beat. Yeah, cool. Everyone's like, I thought he was cool. Okay.
Well, sorry. If there was a vampire in the show that was Brazilian, how do you think they would be like?
Loud. Very loud. Be very outspoken. I don't know, this is a good question for you, bro.
Well, it depends if it's a male or a female. If it's a female...
Beautiful. Cole's going straight after her.
Rich, I will not see you tomorrow. Can hug you, please?
Yeah. Do you want to do it now, or should we get through some more questions?
I am.
Alright, let's see how good a hug you are.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go, man.
Okay. You're welcome, darling. She's got a good firm hug. Good point. Okay, right at the back, the dude with the hand up, yeah. We'll get yours next, I promise. I said to the guy, the guy behind you, and then you're next, I promise, sorry.
I was making the scene when called Torture 11. And thank you for doing that.
What was that? When Cole...
Torture 11.
Oh, torturing Elena?
It was amazing. Thank you so much for doing that.
You know what? Some days I get my scripts and I'm always beating up on Elena, and it's so hard because look, I don't kick Nina. I have to kick a stunt woman, and it's like horrible because I'm like, okay, today I'm kicking a girl in the stomach, tomorrow throwing her through a door, you know. And it's just like every day you feel horrible. Like I nearly broke a stunt guy's nose because he was the guy getting smashed in the face instead of Ian, obviously, because you wouldn't hit Ian in the face. No, that's no, it's not even funny. Beautiful face, just magical eyes. So I broke this. I accidentally broke this guy's nose because we had to hit him in the face, and he had to be the guy that hit the face. But I had to do that. Everyone's like, "That's so fun." No, it's not. It felt horrible, and you feel so guilty. And what was strange is when I hit the guy in the face, we're shooting, and even though like I've hit him in the face, so it's like okay, they're like 3, 2, 1, bang. I've got to keep acting, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, please be alive, please. Be alive. But I gotta keep acting, so it's just like horrible. And then at the end of the take, they're like, hey, you alright, you alright? And he's like, my nose is broken. Bad day. Anyway, it's Team Stefan or Team Damon. Okay, is that my question? I thought that's where you were from. I'm from Team Stefan or Team Damon. It's like, make your mind up. You know what? I think I'm going to go against popular opinion and go Team Stefan. Let me say this, girls. You know, you always like the bad boys, but in real life, the bad boys cheat on you. They sleep around. They steal your money. They disrespect your mother. But you can't like those boys. You've got to go Team Stefan. You can take it home to mum.
Team Stefan. Yes.
If I said Team Damon had STDs, you'd all change your mind. Because bad boys do. Let me warn you. Anyway, so I'm Team Stefan. Team Damon doesn't have STDs. That's just a hypothetical. Just please don't quote me on that.
This season ended in a very dramatic way. What can you expect from this season, next season?
You know, it's really hard to say what's going to happen. I think what's going to be exciting is, you know, this introduction of Silas and, you know, the role he's going to play. And I think that's going to give Paul a lot of opportunity to sort of show his range as an actor. I really think that it's going to be an interesting transition for Vampire Diaries now that, you know, they're losing some of their best actors. I really think Joseph brought so much to the show, and I think Claire and Daniel Gillies are absolutely brilliant at what they do. So I think it's going to be good for them, because I think it's going to make everybody step up. And, you know, obviously Caroline is going to take over as the writer on Vampire Diaries, and I think they've got so many opportunity now to explore some new stuff. So I think it's just a new chapter, which is going to be exciting. We don't know nothing. They tell us absolutely nothing. We're always in the dark about the show, and I think that's probably better, because we all have big mouths, and I don't like spilling the beans.
Yeah. As an actor, how you think your experience at school will help you in your next roles?
You know, I think, you know, Vampire Diaries was just a great experience, and it was such an amazing opportunity to be able to be introduced into a show that was so popular, you know. And I think I know this, the thing I'll miss the most if I don't work on Vampire Diaries or originals again is the fans. You don't come across fans that are that passionate and that willing to give so much of themselves all the time, you know, and it really is a beautiful thing, and it's a thing that we all are really, really aware of on the show, and we're so grateful for, you know, just how much they give us, and you know, as cliche as this sounds, if it wasn't for them, the show wouldn't be popular and it wouldn't exist, you know. And as actors, you have to constantly remind yourself how important the fans are and how much you have to constantly give back to them, you know. So I learned that, you know, in terms of working on, you know, this is my first US job. I think it's a really good stepping stone to something bigger and better. You know, I would love to start sort of falling into films. You know, I'm all about telling stories, so, you know, it would be great to start telling some great stories. Yeah, it's got another. Yeah, perfect.
I watched Vanessa DNA tour last month, and the show is amazing, and you choreographed the show. You had to work with she again on the project?
We're actually
like to work. Sorry.
Say that again?
You like to work with she again?
Oh yeah, I actually talked to her just last night, and we were trying to go see a show and talk about future things, but, you know, the strike, we couldn't get together. But it was actually, you know, we have a lot of great fun together, and there's a lot of potential for future things, so we'll see what happens.
I have a question for you. I heard that you're working with Harmony. I want to know how it's going, if you like, and what you guys are planning to do.
With Harmony?
With Harmony.
Oh yes.
Do you want me to answer this one?
Yeah, you know everything about it.
In the greater scheme of things, everything will work out for the best. Next question.
Thank you.
Next.
I have no idea what we're doing.
Which Brazilian player you know?
Futebol ou qualquer
Soccer.
Soccer player. Which one you know?
Well, there's. I remember I grew up watching Ronaldo play. Who was number 9, wasn't he, in the World Cup? They won, didn't they, that year? These days, I don't actually see much Brazilian football because I live in America and everything is American football and baseball and all that sort of stuff. But I was lucky enough to go to Barcelona, as I was saying earlier, and I got to watch Messi play. And it was incredible to see the skill that he had when he walked onto the field. I think it would be. I'm looking forward to the World Cup. I just hope Australia makes the World Cup, to be honest. Yeah.
Anyway. Sorry. Tell us about the weirdest meeting you ever had with a fan.
You know, I don't have weird meetings. I don't look at it as a weird meeting, but I never do.
Unexpected.
Unexpected. I think the weirdest thing for me is when people cry. You know, it's just really hard because you don't know how to act when someone's crying. You know, because you know that they're happy crying, but they're still crying. So you don't know what you should do in that situation. I was in Amsterdam last year, and I was trying on some clothes, and I was with my best friend who's also an actor, and he's actually a fantastic actor, and he's going to be doing a lot of great things. And he was talking to the girl, Mama. She said I was beautiful. Lipo. No, lindo. Linda? Lindo. So I was trying on some clothes, and my friend was talking to this girl, and she says, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm an actor, and I do bits and pieces." And I was in the change room, she's like, "I love Vampire Diaries. I love it." And I was like, uh-oh. So anyway, I come out, it's like, she won't recognize me, it's all good. So I put my shirt on the bench to pay for it, because I want to get it, it was a nice shirt. Not important for the story, but anyway. And then she just looks at me and she's like, she just starts sobbing across this counter, and I'm like, no, don't cry, please don't cry, please don't. And she was crying, and she just sort of went back and forth, still didn't give me a discount. Can you believe that? Yeah. But anyway, it's always awkward when someone cries, and we had a couple of cries in front of the hotel today, but they're so happy. Happy crying, yeah. You know?
What's the Brazilian stuff that you already tried, and if you didn't try it, what do you want to try while you are in Brazil?
Did you say Brazilian food, or just what would I like to try in Brazil?
Everything.
I would like to try and beat the beach female volleyball team in a game of 2-on-2. Me and Paul, or me and Brian. Are you good? Are you good at volleyball?
Actually, I'm good.
Okay, well I'm going to get Brian there because Paul's probably useless. Don't tell him I said that. So yeah, I'd like to play. Can we make that happen? Any Brazilian volleyball team, as long as they're female. I don't want to play men. Just the female team. Are you going to make that happen? We've got 2 days. Okay. Done.
You were also to be host.
I was, yeah. No, I don't. It was. I actually started hosting because in Australia there's not a lot of acting jobs, and you know, maybe a lot of people don't know this, but my mum was a refugee to Australia, so we grew up extremely poor, and you know, sometimes you don't have a choice, you just have to do a job to make money, and you know, acting was always my passion, so I sort of fell into presenting for a little while just to make some money, and I did this late night TV show, which was the biggest mistake of my life. It was like a late night game show that started at midnight, and you worked till 4 a.m. and it was live television, so you just had to talk for 4 hours while people called up and tried to guess these things. And I thought to myself when I took on the job that no one would see it because everybody sleeps, and from midnight to 4 a.m. no one will recognise me, so it's not going to matter. And then when I started getting recognised on the street by drunks and like people that like, it was always drunk people because they said, "I've seen you before, you're the guy on TV." That's when I said I'm going to quit, and I actually had to sabotage myself because I was in a contract with Channel 9 back in Australia. So if Channel 9's watching, they're probably not impressed with me because I had to get myself fired because I hated the job so much. I hated it, and they lied to me. They said it was a variety show.
Can you find it on YouTube?
Yes. And you know what's funny? I had a rat's tail. Does anyone know what a rat's tail is? Like a disgusting like piece of long hair.
Yes.
And this was like one of the things I tried to do so I wouldn't get the job. I'm not cutting my rat's tail. It stays. And they're like, okay, you can keep the rat's tail. I was like, damn it! I just can't get fired. So it was horrible. It was a horrible time in my life. But anyway, you learn and you appreciate things when you have We have to walk through darkness, that's for sure. Okay. Yeah, and now Channel 9's probably putting together a lawsuit against me. Perfect. We can't get me in Brazil, Channel 9. I'm like Julian Assange. Sorry, yes.
You were...
At least a couple people got that.
You are Australian, so what do you think about Phoebe Tonkin and Claire Holt, who are also...
You know what the worst thing about being Claire Holt's brother on a TV show is? You can